Dear friends, the gospel of today is not a simple and easy text as it may seem to be. In fact, as the very question was very difficult to answer, it's also very difficult to explain the context and the meaning and the implications of today's gospel. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus enters the fag end of his public life, and we see the plot thickens. Two rival groups are making a common friend to confront Jesus with a very difficult and a very important and a very political question this time. The all-out attempt is to finish him off by every means and any means possible. So the trap is laid, and they are determined to catch him in his own words. So Jesus is cornered from all over, from every angle possible. He faces the fiercest opposition from the religious group, from the public, the political people, and from everyone. In today's text, we see that Jesus is encountering a question, and he is in a very difficult situation. They approached him, the two rival groups, the Herodians, who would support paying the tax to Caesar, the emperor, and the Pharisees, who because of moral obligations would not admit the very idea of paying tax to the emperor. But now they are united because they have one common goal: to eliminate Jesus, who was presumed to be their common enemy. So the political enmity, the religious questions, the questions about following the traditions, the very identity and the authority of Jesus to act, preach, and teach, and many other theological controversies. Yes, they bring up every possible reason to confront Jesus. That's why I said the text today is not a very easy text to explain. Paying tax to a pagan ruler was a very difficult idea for any Jew to digest. Any devout Jew hated the very idea of poll tax, or what they called the head tax. Every Jew, whoever he was, whatever his profession was supposed to pay tax to the ruler. And the coin that was used for paying the tax to Caesar carried a very special inscription, the very head of the Caesar, the ruler. And for the Jews, in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verses 4, we read, "You shall not make any image, nor shall you worship it." So, a coin that contained the image of the ruler was not very well taken by the Jew. and so they hated to pay the tax to the emperor. So in the heart of every pious Jew, as the engraving was there on the coin, it was also engraved in their heart that you shall not worship any image. And when the coin was presented to Jesus, he was smart enough to ask them this question: whose image does this coin carry? And they said, Caesar's. And the simple answer was, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. But Jesus did not stop there. That would have been a sufficient answer to the question. Jesus did not want to be a revolutionary who said, no, don't pay tax. If he said so, he would be a rebel, a political rebel. And if Jesus said, yes, it's okay to pay tax to the Caesar, then he would have angered the common public, the people who considered him as a true prophet and a good teacher. And we see all those words of flattery are being used by the confronters. Teacher, you are true. You teach the way of God. You teach truthfully. You do not care about anyone's opinion, and you are not swayed by appearances. Beautiful words of flattery. And that puts him, Jesus, in a still very difficult situation. How could he encounter a people and invite their anger and their displeasure, who used all the beautiful words to describe him? But still Jesus said, if the coin carries the image of Caesar, that belongs to him. Please Caesar by paying the tax to him. Jesus did not stop there. Just as a coin has another side, he flipped the coins and they showed them the other side of the coin. So the other side of the question too. You are the image of God. God has created every human being in His image and likeness. Please don't forget that primary image, that image that is imprinted on us. And that's how we are created. So we belong to God. Definitely we belong to God. The coin may belong to Caesar, but please don't forget that we have to please God when we surrender ourselves to God, when we do the acts pleasing to God, when we know that we belong to Him, we should be proud enough. We are God's children. Today's gospel will also give us a good message in the sense that we shall not succumb to the double dilemma of falling into the flattery of people around us. There may be very difficult situations in which we may find ourselves. Difficult to answer the questions of people who belong to other religions, other political affinities, and other denominations. Yes, we have to be very vigilant and very prudent in facing these questions. And we should also be humble enough to learn more. As good Christians, we may also ask this question: do we take good interest in the political affairs of our country? Do we pay taxes promptly? Are we part of activity of forming a government? Are we very active in political discussions? Are we dutiful in doing the duties of a citizen? Are we dutiful citizens? Do we follow the rules and the regulations of the government and of our society? Yes, we have to be part of the temporal affairs of the state and very active also. At the entrance of the Vidhan Saudha in Bengaluru, it is written in big and bold letters: government work is God's work. On every American coin, it is imprinted, in God we trust. And in India, on the government emblem, we see it is printed Satyameva Jayate. This would explain much the gospel reading of today. That would mean we are responsible citizens. We have something great and very responsible activity to perform by being part of the government. And also at the same time, as paying tax to God, we pay ourselves to God by doing works of God. Any law and every law is to be followed by us, and we have to be ideal citizens by paying tax to the government, by being part of the government, and also at the same time always reminding ourselves we are the image, we have been created in the image and the likeness of God. We shall never forget that great imprint that is in us and that is on us. May God bless us all. Thank you.